Yo, good morning, guys. It's Friday, so another video for you guys. As you guys can see from the title of the video, is a little bit clickbaity, a little bit rage baity, but we're gonna get right into it. Now, I want to start off by saying that I don't claim to have all the answers or know all the answers, but if you saw the title of the video and you clicked on it and you're hoping that it's somewhat on that topic, and you're probably thinking, what does this guy know? What is he gonna say? Well, I'm glad you did. I hope it resonated with you, and hopefully, as always, I'm here to offer some insight. Now, as of right now, as I'm recording this video, I think the title is Why Your Life Sucks and Why You're Miserable. And I actually want to dive into that word for word, bar for bar. I want to take a deep dive because I think it's a common issue so many people struggle with. I know I've struggled with it. I know a lot of our coworkers, family members, ourselves struggle with it daily. Life is complex, man. It's 2026. It's so different than when our parents grew up. It's so different to when we read in history textbooks and what we're taught in school. So we're all trying to figure it out. All right, let's dive into it. In 2026, there are so many companies, there are so many governments, there are so many outside factors and influences that are trying to make us think a certain way. This is not a secret. Everyone knows this because social media, right? We spend most of our time on our phones. It's constantly trying to get our attention, and they do it by any means necessary. They're trying to convince us to buy something, to believe something, or to do something, right? So that's the first thing you got to keep in mind. Everyone's trying to get you to do something. There is an agenda in the world, all right? Now, where does this take us? We need to be aware of what people's agendas are, because if we're focused on everyone's agenda and what every person on Instagram or a government or something, a company wants us to do, by definition, we're not focusing on what we want to do. We're not focusing on our own thoughts. We're not focusing on the things that we believe. We're not focusing on our own progress. We're not focusing on our own life. So it shouldn't be a big deal or a big struggle when we think and look at our lives for one split second that we're away from our phones actually, and we go, wow, our life kind of sucks. Life kind of sucks that I have to wake up and go to this job every day. Life kind of sucks that nothing is changing or nothing is improving in my relationship. Life kind of sucks that I don't like the condition of my health or the condition of my finances. But it requires us to take a moment and pause and actually reflect on that. We can't do that if we're always, on our phones. But I digress. All right, let's move piece by piece. I don't want to give you guys too much. We started so far that governments, companies, and people are trying to take away our attention. Why are they trying to do that? Well, it's simple. You cannot make money if you don't have attention in today's day and age, right? So even right now, as you're watching this video, something that I gain is hopefully influencing your life. Now, hopefully, if I'm saying some good things, I want to influence your life for the better. I don't necessarily want to just make money off of you guys or get your attention just because I think I'm cooler than everybody. I'm trying to actually put into the world the things that I have seen in my life and hopefully to help other people. Now that we know that our attention is trying to be monetized and it's a commodity, right? What do we do about that? Why does our life suck, right? What are we going to do with that information I just gave you? The answer is we haven't put enough thought and focus into what we actually want to change in our lives because we're so distracted all the time. The people that we talked with are distracted, our friends, our family, the people that care about us are distracted. We ourselves are distracted. So if you're the biggest decision maker in your life, you make all the decisions, and the effects that your decisions have can be seen in your life. You need to, at the very least in your own life, be a good decision maker. How can you be a good decision maker if the things that you're filling up your mind with are not things of value? They're things that other people value, right? How does this make sense? Is, for example, if you spend all your time on social media, let's say on TikTok, it's no secret that if you notice on TikTok, every third or fourth post is an ad. It's someone, literally an advertisement a company pays. It's someone trying to sell something to an affiliate link, or it's someone trying to sell something on TikTok Shop. So guys, come on, we're being sold every single day. Do you think these people are gonna put things in front of your face that are going to benefit your life in the long run because they care about you? No, they are gonna put things in your face that benefit you in the short term, most likely, because it's gonna benefit them and their pockets, right? So think about this. When you read a book, no one benefits from that book except the author that you bought, right? If you bought it. And that's only a one-time purchase. So the author says, here, look, I'm gonna give you my knowledge. Just give me a one-time purchase. That's all I want from you. You get the knowledge. When you're reading this book, it's supposed to, you're only gonna read things that you're interested in because you think that they have value. So when you're reading this book, right, you're learning things, you're dissecting them, You're hopefully trying to apply them to your life. This is a beneficial thing, right? We need to go back to things like reading. We need to go back to things like thinking. We need to go back to things like writing, because they involve going deep in our minds and asking ourselves if things are true or not. When we watch a TikTok video, when we watch, for example, this YouTube video that you're listening to, right? When you're watching things that other people have created, they have already had the thoughts in their brain, and they've actually done the work to digest them and put them out into the world. And this is evident, this is seen when you see or hear someone that speaks very well, right? Hopefully I'm one of those people. I want to be. I spend a lot of time thinking, and I actually write a lot these days on what I'm going to be talking about. So this video, for example, I actually wrote a little bit on how people don't make good choices. I spent a lot of time thinking of what influences our choices. I spend a lot of time thinking of where our time goes. So when I'm speaking a video like this, I didn't write out the script on this video. I actually thought about it on my own time. And now, because I think about it, I've thought about it so much, I can make a freestyle video like this because I know so much about the topic. Dr. Jordan Peterson, some of you guys may know who he is, said that someone asked him a question one time and said, what's the key to being more articulate? Being more well-spoken? Dr. Jordan Peterson said this. He says, know 10 times more about the subject than you're required to, and you'll be more articulate. So think about this. If this video is 10 minutes, and if I want to be a good speaker on it, I need to know 110 minutes worth of content to give you a 10-minute video. Now, hopefully in my life, I think I've thought about it way longer. That's why I could talk so in depth about this topic. But I want to go back to the topic and give you guys things on how to make your life a little less sucky and to how to make it a little bit less miserable. We've talked about it before. You need to dial in on your purpose. You need to have something that you wake up to every single day and you're like burning on fire to be like, oh my gosh, yes, I get to do this. Now that's super hard, guys. And what's hard about it is you need to think, and you need to go through that struggle period of learning new things, because if you knew all the information that you needed, you'd be happy already. Think about that. Your happiness lies in learning some kind of information or useful thing that you do not have yet. Something inside you needs to be telling you to grow, to evolve, to improve. If you do not have this characteristic, you're gonna be stagnant. Me with my wife, so often we go out into the world at a grocery store or we be out in public, and no offense, I look at a lot of older people and they look miserable. Like the wife and the husband are either not talking to each other, they're on their phones. If let's say we're at a restaurant, let's say if there's kids with the adults are not even paying attention to the kids. The adults look out of shape, they look sad, they look angry, they're not even speaking to each other. And I look at my wife and I'm like, I promise you, we're never gonna be that. I'm gonna make sure that as a husband, as a man, I'm always improving, I'm always doing positive things in your life to guide us in the right direction. Now, the only way that I actually can do that is by learning new things every day, by actually chasing my purpose. And this is gonna require different versions of ourselves. It shouldn't be any secret that if we continue, I'm 25, for example. If I were to live my 25-year-old life with all the knowledge I had at 16 years old, this is gonna be a very pitiful and sad excuse of an existence. At 16, I played video games. I wasn't that locked in. I started to cut hair. I did some sports. But now at 25, I'm married. My barber business has increased. I'm going to college. I'm busy. I'm in the military. I have way more responsibilities. I want to have a family soon. And these responsibilities will require me to have a bigger purpose and to be more disciplined and to be more focused and to not be distracted as much. The best things in life that we can do require us to have and take on more responsibility. Think about some of you guys, right? You want a girlfriend so bad, but you do not understand that having a girlfriend brings upon you more problems. And you hear this so many times from other people, like, oh man, things were better when I was single. Oh man, my girlfriend it keeps texting me, she's bothering me all the time. Oh man, bro, just stay single, right? You hear so many guys in relationships give that advice to guys that are single. And that's not necessarily true. Part of it is true, but they're pretty much trying to warn you about all the bad things. But they're not telling you guys about all the good things. The great things that you get to grow with another person. You get to learn about another person. You get to have trust and have a good bond with another person. But these things can only flourish when you take the responsibility as a man to let them flourish in your relationship. If you have a girlfriend and you're denying your responsibility as a man, you're not providing, you're not intelligent, you don't offer great advice, you're not respected by her, you're gonna have all the negatives and none of the positives. Now, let's tie that into life. If you're living your life with zero direction, zero purpose, zero discipline, zero focus, if you're not able to focus on who you are as a man, you're going to be absolutely miserable, because the amount of responsibility that you have does not amount or is not equal to the amount of knowledge or discipline that you have. You're going to be getting all the bad things about life and getting none of the good. I want to finish off by telling you one thing. We admire so many celebrities and people that have money and businesses, but those people, out of anybody in the world, work the hardest. Now, we are no strangers to hard work. So many of us work a 9 to 5. We go to school on the side. We have families that we take care of. We have a girlfriend that we take care of. I have a wife, so some of us are married. So we're no strangers to hard work. What we refuse to do and what we haven't done is build a system, build a business, build an environment, build a life where we continue to improve and learn, and that knowledge equals to the amount of work that we put in. For example, if you work at McDonald's 12 hours a day, you're working undeniably hard, but you're not providing value to your workplace to the level that you get paid like it. A CEO works just as hard as you, if not harder, because they're actually solving bigger problems than putting fries in a bag, and they get paid like it because the problems that they solve, the company pays them to solve it. So the key is to always improve and get to a position where one day you're CEO, not of the business where you work at, but of your own life. So that when you solve the problems of your own life, now you can teach those solutions to other people, and now you're getting paid for being someone of value in life, in society, and in general. That is the end of the video, guys. This was hopefully an answer to the big question of why your life sucks and why you're miserable. We're going to keep dropping videos every Friday, so like, comment, subscribe, do all that if you haven't already. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. It's just the beginning. The best is soon to come. Peace.